Hi everyone, welcome to my Prepzone. How many of you as a CAT aspirant feel that you can't convert a B school with a higher work experience? How many of you feel that you have to necessarily leave your job? You can't prepare for CAT and GDP along with your work experience. Just hold on to that particular question. We have Divya Singh, who is a 98.81 percentile in CAT 2022. She had a CGPA of 7.8 and she had a 4 years of work ex. And even after all of this, she converted the straight IIM BLACKI. She converted all of her calls and she'll be joining IIM Ahmedabad very shortly. Okay. So welcome. And first of all, congratulations to your stellar success. I think converting IIM BLACKI at this percentile, this is a dream for millions of students. So how do you feel about it, Divya? Has the feeling sunk in?
Yeah, so first of all, thank you so much. And how do I feel about it is like when Ahmedabad result came, actually it came at the very first moment. So I was traveling in a metro and I was like, oh shit, what has this happened? Since I was not able to absorb it, it was like a dream come true for me. So yeah, I'm still very much excited and also a little nervous to get into Ahmedabad.
Yeah, yeah. I'm definitely sure about it is a goosebump sort of moment for many of this parent. And unless you sort of finish your first trimester, you will have that feeling ki, yaar, is it true? Am I really into I am Ahmedabad, which is India's number one B
Right.
school? Fair. So Divya, can we start with a little introduction about yourself so that the viewers can resonate more with you and your profile?
Yeah, sure. So, my name is Divya Singh, born and brought up in Rudrapur, Uttarakhand. I have done my schooling and also college graduation from Uttarakhand itself. I
Okay.
completed my BTech in electrical engineering in the year 2019, and since then, I have been working in a renewable industry as a solar design engineer. So, basically, I have 4 years of work experience. And if I talk about my working hours, so during my CAT preparation, my working hours were not very good, and we'll talk about it in further conversation.
Okay. So Divya, you just mentioned you had a 4 years of work ex, and there is this myth going on
Right.
among CAT aspirants ki you can't convert, you can't even get a call with a higher work ex. Did you not feel like did you never think about this? Ki I have a higher work ex, I should probably go for GMAT, CAT is not for me. Yeah.
No, I did not wanted to go for GMAT because I somewhere in inside I believe that I had that confidence that I will be able to do that. If not the upper IIMs, maybe I'll go with the lower IIMs like LKI. But I was confident enough that somewhere I'll land for sure this year.
Interesting. So I think confidence was that key for you that you were able to convert all of these B schools. Interesting. Fair. So now, Divya,
Right.
let's directly jump on to the main topic for today. You had a hectic work, right? So did you not ever think about leaving the job? Because people do feel कि ठीक है, if they leave the job, if they go all in for their CAT preparation, maybe they'll be able to score better. What is your take on it?
So actually, this was not my first CAT attempt. It was my second CAT attempt. I started my CAT preparation from since January 2021. So at that particular year, since I mentioned, so my working hours were like, uh, to be said, it's like it's flexible working hours, but flexible working hours are not at all good for someone who is preparing. So for me, it was the case like I used to go office at 9 a.m. in the morning because we used to have a meeting at night from 9:15, and then we were assigned some tasks, and it would take us to complete that task around 8:39 in the evening. So
Oh,
yeah, so at that particular year, for my first attempt, I was in the belief that if I leave my job or so I will be able to better prepare myself. So what I did, I took a sabbatical for 2 months prior to my CAT in the months of October and November. But I believe that was the biggest mistake I made because during my CAT preparation, after my office hours, whenever means it was in the mind that I have this limited time after my working hours, so I have to utilize it to the most, and I have to prioritize my uh,
definitely. Yes.
yeah, prioritize my CAT preparation in that particular duration. So when I took sabbatical, I don't know why I become very comfortable and I was in the belief that I had so much of time.
Absolutely.
And that is why my last year CAT was not at that part. That particular year, I was able to convert the new IIMs, the CAP
Okay.
calls, but since those were not my dream colleges, so I did not opt for that, and I decided to give CAT again. So this particular year, I restarted my journey for CAT preparation from May, and in that particular time, I was also looking for some job change because I knew that leaving job would end up like last year only. So
Yeah.
that is why. But then my job change also converted. I was able to convert switch to another job, but I decided not to go there because that was the peak time for my CAT preparation. So I did not opt for another offer, and I stayed in this industry. And because the work was monotonous, so it was only having my time in that particular office hours, and I do not have to do anything extra. Other
Interesting.
than that, whenever I was back home, I was totally into my preparation, and I scheduled my timings for the preparation.
Makes sense. So what Divya is trying to say here is that being in your comfort zone didn't really work for her. She had to be pushed. She had to have that challenge. Ki, "ठीक है, I've already given 12 hours of my day to my work. Now in the remaining 12 hours, how do you maximize my CAT preparation? How do I prioritize it so that she has that challenge for herself, and that really pushes her to go above what was expected." Yeah, that really makes sense, Divya. Also, would you like to touch upon that after a 12 hours of work X, I'm sure you would be exhausted. So how did you gather energy? How was your schedule per se that after 12 hours of work X, how much did you used to study? What did you used to study? Let's start with maybe CAT and then let's talk about the GDPI preparation as well.
Sure. So, my concepts were brushed up in the first year of preparation itself. So, this particular year, I was more towards practicing more and more and giving more sectional as well as mock test. So, my weekends also, I have alternate Saturdays working, and
Oh,
in
okay.
total six days off, I can say I used to get in a month. So my weekends were totally utilized for mocks and mock analysis. And then after that, after my when it was a weekday after my work, I used to come home. I used to take a little nap to gather the energy back, and then I used to study from say 9:30 to start from 9 or 10 and then study till 1 or 2 and then again go to sleep. So in that particular session, the previous mock which I gave, I used to see which section was it that I was not able to strategize properly. So that particular session was the focus for my entire week. And also before sleeping, I used to target on essay passages in order to continue the pace with my reading habits for the verbal section.
Okay, okay, okay. That this is really interesting. So what you're saying is your preparation were more like focusing on mocks, analyzing it because you've already covered one round of syllabus last year. Is that correct?
Right,
Oh,
right. So it was
okay.
like focused on the topics and sectionals. So
Fair.
whatever topic I used to analyze and mock that this particular week I am not able to cope up with that topic. So I used to give sectionals on that topic.
Okay.
Oh.
And which mocks did you use, or which mocks do you suggest to the aspirants?
So basically there are three mock competitors, career launcher, time and IMS. So
Correct.
this particular year, since I knew that I had a huge time crunch, and for the first year I bought two mock series, Time and IMS. And this particular year I bought just CS because I knew I won't be able to complete all the mocks. So I just went with one mock. But I would tell if someone is starting fresh, they should go for two mocks, any two out of these three.
Okay, okay, fair. And if we are, while we are talking about mocks, students usually feel that they would want to finish their syllabus by July, August, and then start with their mocks in the month of August. What do you think about it? Should mocks be started along with the syllabus, or should it be done only after the syllabus is done?
No, no, this is not the right strategy. I would say not only I, every CAT aspirant who has converted their dream college would tell that completing the syllabus first and then going for mock interview is not the right approach. You have to know where you are standing now and standing currently, and with each preparation, with each topic uh, coverage, how much you are progressing. That should be known to you. Then only you can progress.
Interesting, interesting. And one more question. You mentioned that you also used to read a lot of articles, right? So first question
Right.
is, where did you used to read the articles from? And second, was it just the reading, or like how do you make sure that whatever you are reading, you are actually interpreting it or not? Because what happens is students read a lot, they're lost in between, and then they don't know whether they're able to comprehend the passage correctly or not. So what did you do about it?
Right. So for me also verbal was and currently is a nightmare only. I was like that I have to increase my reading speed and also not get lost in the passages. That is why I knew that CAT passages are more or less 500 to 600 words. I used to study from Aeon essays. So there the passage length is around 3000 words. I used to cut short it in order to be uh, in line with the cat passages. And I used to comprehend that in my mind itself before, as I mentioned, before sleeping only, I used to do this exercise so that even in exhausted mind also, I am able to increase my studying reading pace. So that's how it helped me.
Okay, okay. And were you preparing all by yourself?
First year, I was preparing all by myself, where I covered all the concepts. But second year, I decided that I really need some discipline in my preparation. That is why I joined uh, a weekday classroom program. So which was again like 7 to 9 p.m. on 3 days, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Okay, but then your working hours, did they used to allow you to attend the classes?
So it was like the days which on when I had classes, we were assigned a task and we were to submit it by end of the day or we have to tell about it at the next day. So after coming from my classes, already I covered 2 hours of my classes, dedicated classes. So after that, after coming home, I used to complete those tasks assigned to me in
Got it.
office.
Got it. Okay. I think that's more than enough information, and I'm sure CAT aspirants would really re-strategize their preparation based on the inputs you have given, Divya. Thank you so much for that. Now let's also talk about your GDPI preparation. How was that? Were you an avid reader? People feel confused. People feel they have a percentile, they'll be able to convert it. People feel they don't have a percentile, they don't even stand a chance to sort of convert at a minimum percentile. What do you think about it? How did you prepare for your GDPI? What all did it include?
Once the CAT is done and you have known your percentile, so GDPI preparation is something which you should focus on with because you should know that interview is something which carries a lot of weightage in all the IIMs, in all the
Absolutely.
colleges. Okay, so and in the interviews, what mainly is asked about is how much you know about yourself and your surroundings. So to be better aware of those things is something you should focus after your results are in your hands.
Okay.
So for me, since I had uh, time crunch, so I decided to go with Prepzone in
Yeah.
order to rediscover myself and also to be well aware of the surroundings. So Prepzone really helped me with that, and I'm really thankful to Prepzone in assisting me to convert all my dream colleges.
Yeah, welcome. Okay. So if you have to give one advice to the CAT aspirants, what would that be? Should they be worried about GDPI from now, or what should be their sole focus for the next 4 5 months?
So their next focus should be towards CAT only, because once they clear CAT, then only GDPI preparation makes sense. Knowing themselves is a good thing, but their entire focus for now should be towards scoring well in CAT.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Divya. So I hope you are all geared up for your IIM Ahmedabad. When is it starting from?
So since I'm an engineer, for me it's starting from 21st June onwards.
21st June. Okay. So you must be busy in your packings, and everyone would be excited to drop you at the campus. But yeah, all the very best. Stay in touch. I'm sure this video was helpful to all the aspirants. Thank you. And yeah, good luck for your future.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me over here.
Yeah.